This is me before I started bulking, and this is me now.
Ever since I started going to the gym, all I wanted was a strong, toned, muscular physique. But no matter how much blood, sweat and tears I put into every single workout, I was still seeing no results. It took me so long to realise it wasn't the obvious mistakes that I was making that was killing my gains, but it was the things that I hadn't even thought about that were ruining my progress. So if you're on the same page, you'll be glad to know
It's bulking season.
when I started bulking, I literally started to see progress like that. Now, I'd be lying to you if I told you that bulking was easy, but essentially, it's consuming more calories than your body's burning throughout the day and pairing that with strength training with the main goal of building muscle. So you're super skinny and you've decided to start a bulk, but where do you start? When I started my bulk, I thought that you immediately had to eat a lot more calories than you currently were, obviously, because you want to gain weight. I've actually done 2 bulks in my life. The first one, I wasn't doing resistance training, and it ended up with me gaining weight, but not gaining muscle. The thing I didn't realise was, your body needs time to adapt to the increased amount of calories that you're putting in, and it can't really do that if you're adding 1,000 calories more than what you're currently eating. This just results in you gaining a lot more fat than you would muscle. And that was my first mistake. Eating too much right off the bat without strength training. I would force myself to eat so much food for the bulk and just feel really ill and fluffy all the time and quite frankly disgusting. But then I actually ended up losing most of the weight that I'd gained and I was back at square one. But this time I was going to bulk properly. So when you're starting a bulk, you want a small calorie surplus. This means about 200 to 300 calories more than you would need every day to maintain your current weight. This will just mean that you're maximising the amount of muscle you can gain without gaining as much excess fat. When you think about it like that, it just makes starting a bulk so much more less intimidating. So a problem that a lot of us skinny girls have is that we do not have a big appetite. So it's hard to get the calories in. But one thing that will make your life a whole lot easier is using liquid calories. I found this especially helpful in the morning because I was never hungry at breakfast. I could make it until 2 p.m. without feeling hungry. So having a protein smoothie after I got up, 1, helped me hit my protein target for the day. 2, kickstart my calories. And 3, it was easy for me to just grab and drink in the morning and not have to stomach a whole lot of solid food. Okay, so you're in a small calorie surplus and you know you have to hit it hard in the gym if you want to build muscle. So you go into every workout training every single muscle group under the sun with the most intensity you can, putting all your effort in, and you're still not seeing progress because you're training too much. Let's have a look at my first ever workout when I started my bulk. It's a while ago. Look at that. When I started training on my bulk, I literally had no idea what I was doing and I was just so overwhelmed because of all the misinformation that there is out there. I thought I had to go doing 100 different exercises every workout because doing more exercises is going to build more muscle, right? How wrong I was. Little did I know, but this mistake was keeping me a skinny legend. There is no need for 12 exercises in your workouts. You want to focus on compound lifts, so squat, bench, deadlift, lunges, and a few accessories like tricep extensions and bicep curls. You do not need to be hitting every single muscle group, every single workout 6 times a week, because all that effort you're putting in at the gym is going to be wasted because your muscles aren't going to have enough time or capability to repair themselves properly after each session. To get toned and build the most muscle on your bulk, you want to aim to hit each muscle group about 2 to 3 times a week. A good way to train when you're first starting out is to do a 3-day full body split. This means that you're hitting each body part 3 times a week and you're giving your muscles enough time to recover between your sessions to see the best results. For example, you could try this 3-day split. It focuses on the main compound exercises as well as some accessories which help you target and build specific muscle groups. In terms of the number of reps you should be doing for the best muscle building response, you want to aim for about 10 to 12 reps per set. This means that you might not actually be lifting super heavy, especially at the start in your main compound lifts. But as long as you pick a weight that's challenging for you and you know that you can progress in, that's what counts. That brings me on to the next mistake you're making, which is not progressively overloading your workouts. So in order to consistently be building muscle, you need to consistently be increasing the intensity of your workouts in the gym. A lot of people think that progressive overload just means increasing the weight that you're lifting each session, but this is not true. Because if it were, you'd probably be lifting about 6 times your body weight in a matter of months. Let's be honest, that is not what happens. Here's 3 things you can do to progressively increase the intensity of your workouts. Number 1, increase the reps. This is why we have a rep range written on our workout program rather than just a specific number of reps. So when you start a new exercise, you want to choose a weight that you can get about 10 reps with perfect form. Once you've got that down, Next session, come back, try and get 11 reps. Session after that, 12 reps. Once you hit 12 reps, number 2 is increase the weight. This is what people typically think of when they say progressive overload. But a third method that not many people think about at all is slowing down your reps. This means that your muscles are under tension for a longer amount of time, so you're basically forcing them to have to adapt to that load that you're applying. But in order to use progressive overload properly, you have to be tracking your workouts. But don't worry, this is super easy to do. All you need is the Notes app on your phone, write down your workout, sets and reps, and then next week, copy and paste the exact same thing, and you can change the number of reps or the weight of each exercise as you go through your workout. This will help you make sure that you're actually making progress, and it's so cool to look back after the first couple of months and just see how much your strength's increased. You might not have realized, but your muscles don't actually grow in the gym. In reality, you're breaking them down in the gym. You're actually creating tiny tears in the muscle fibers themselves. So it's the food, the rest, and the recovery time that you give your muscles after your workout that's actually going to build them bigger and stronger. Arguably, one of the most important things if you want to bulk without gaining too much excess fat is the actual foods that you put in your body. Your diet. If you're wanting to achieve a strong toned physique, you want to be making sure that you're eating the right foods. You can think of your body as a car. If you don't put the right fuel in, you're not going to go anywhere. I know firsthand how hard it is to be able to eat enough of the right foods to actually bulk properly. And a lot of people feel like they just can't get the calories in. So they end up turning to more unhealthy options, which are predominantly carbs and fat. Do not get me wrong. These are very important. Carbs are your main energy source, so you're gonna need them if you want to push hard in the gym. And fats are amazing for your joint health. And without them, you just wouldn't be able to function most optimally. The one meal most coaches and bodybuilders swear by is chicken and rice. But if you're anything like me, it is hard. It is hard, bro, to eat such large volumes of food day after day. This is what makes a lot of people turn to dirty bulking, which is basically just eating whatever you want and hoping for the best. A good hack for increasing your appetite, especially in the early stages of bulking, is replacing any water that you're drinking throughout the day with either milk or fruit juice. This will help you get some extra calories in without having to force feed yourself, and drinking a large amount of liquid will help expand your stomach and actually make you physically able to eat more food. But the way I like bulking is by doing a lean bulk. This means that the foods I'm choosing are more healthy than if I was on a dirty bulk, and I'm able to put on a higher percentage of muscle mass compared to fat. Some examples of these healthy high-calorie foods are nuts, Greek yogurt, peanut butter, and if you want to check out the whole list, I actually made a video on this, but I give you my top 15 superfoods that really help me on my bulk, so it's there after this video, if you want to check it out. This is one thing I didn't understand from the start. I thought that I just had to eat a lot. It worked, but it wasn't optimal for the progress I wanted to see. So what you want to do is increase the amount of calories that you're eating every few weeks by about 10% of the calories that you're currently eating. This will help you to continue to progress on your bulk and to build muscle. So you've got your training down and you're eating a small calorie surplus, but you're starting to notice a little bit more fat than you'd hoped for. The mistake you're making?
You're not tracking your macros.
When you're starting your bulk, I'd recommend making up your total daily calories with 30% protein, 30% fats, and 40% carbs. You might have heard people call this tracking your macros. Now, when I started bulking, I didn't religiously track my macros, but I prioritized a high protein diet. This is essential. If nothing else, prioritize protein, because protein gives your muscles the building blocks they need to recover and grow after your intense sessions. But everybody's different, and your macros will probably be different to mine. So how do you calculate what macros are actually right for you? I'll give a little example of how to calculate your macros here. But if you want a complete guide that will take you step by step through everything you need about every single part of the bulk, from getting started to meal plans to calculate your macros, then check out the link in the description, because I just released my complete bulking 101 guide with everything you need to know. There's so much more value packed into that guide than in this video, because there's not time to go over everything. So make sure you check it out if you seriously want to change your physique. So you've got your training down, your diet is on point, but you're still not seeing much progress. Girl, it's only been 2 months. Bulking isn't just something that you rush straight into. It takes a dedicated amount of time in your life. If you want super fast results, bulking isn't that. Yes, it'll get you results probably faster than if you weren't bulking, because your muscles have the energy they actually need to grow, but it takes time. This is why it's so important not to get discouraged after the first couple of weeks or months, because realistically, your body takes years of consistency to build muscle. It can be really demotivating if you start comparing yourself to the fitness influencers that you're seeing on Instagram. These people have probably been training consistently for a minimum of 2 to 3 years upwards. So you can't compare your day 1 to someone else's day 500. I know it might sound a little bit cliche, but you need to learn to enjoy the process. Because if you're not enjoying the process and can't accept yourself at where you're at right now, you're probably doing more harm than good, at least in terms of your mindset. So stay consistent with both your diet, your training, and your recovery, and I promise you, the results will come. So just as a little example, I've never shown anyone these pictures before because I was way too self-conscious. But here we go. This was me when I started my fitness journey. This was me 1 month after. Not much change, but compared to now, it's night and day. And that took about 1.5 years. So you have to stay consistent. Honestly, if I'd given up, I don't know where I'd be right now. I'd still be a skinny legend. Another tip that can really help with your mindset is not focusing so much on the number on the scale. Yes, it is helpful if you want to strategically track your bulk to the T, but it can also be harmful if you're someone who can get fixed up too much on the numbers. So one thing that really helped me when I started was set strength goals rather than physique goals. This meant that I could keep improving in the gym and I could see how much progress I'd actually made. Another thing I did was take weekly progress pictures. This helps you be able to see the changes that are happening to your body, but it allows you to take a step back from actually being in yourself. So you can progressively see the changes that you're making and see yourself getting physically stronger without being fixed on a number on the scale. So this is all well and good, but how do you know if you're actually ready to start a bulk? You're not going to want to start if you're already at a fairly high body fat percentage. This means that you're likely to get a bit more uncomfortable faster because as you have a higher body fat percentage, your body finds it more difficult to build muscle. So you might find that you are gaining more fat than you would like initially. But if you're already fairly lean, you want to build muscle, you want to gain strength, or you're just feeling cold all the time, then this is your perfect time to bulk. And you need to make the most of it. I started my first bulk in winter and it was so hard initially because I was just that skinny that I was constantly freezing. So that's one of the things I love about bulking is this year I've not been freezing to death and it's snowing outside. So now you're not making any of these mistakes. Hit subscribe and I promise you're going to see amazing results. So I really hope this video helped you put into perspective some of the mistakes you're making that you probably didn't know you were making in the first place. But if you want even more tips to help you on your fitness journey, check out this video next because these foods are a really cost-effective way to build muscle on your bulk. See you there.